Hello, welcome to Kia e-Niro Diaries. It's March the 19th, so it's been 3 years and 4 days since I took delivery of the car there. It's really dirty. We've had this sort of sandstorm earlier in the week that's just dumped loads of sand on everything, um, and so it does need a clean. And it's its annual clean, as I like to say here. Anyway, thanks to people who've been watching and subscribing in recent months. It's been really good. You shouldn't see any ads on here. I tick the no ads box. I'm not in this for making any revenue. It's just doing my little bit to spread the word about electric vehicles, which lots of other people are doing as well. So here we go. I'll have all the stats on what it's cost to run the car in the last year, problems we've had, and all that kind of good stuff. So what's the efficiency been like then? Well, the cumulative counter on the dashboard here that just keeps running up the number of kilometres you've driven, the number of hours you've driven. When it gets to 9,999 kilometres, it just flips over, but it keeps going, and the average kilowatt hours per 100 kilometres is cumulative. That doesn't change. That doesn't zero. And I think last year when I did this, it had got to 14.6 at this time of year. So that's the sort of winter summer average, 14.6 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometres. But today, or a few days after the third anniversary of having the car, it's 14.3. And obviously, we did a very long journey in January where it was, we were showing 18, 19 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometres on motorways, and I did notice the average start to rise at that point. But we're in spring now. It's about 16, 17 degrees today here, and it's only going to creep back down again. I think by the time we get to midsummer, the average is about 13.6, 13.7. But I always do it on the anniversary of buying the car, and in fact I haven't seen that average go up or be any higher than 14.3 through this winter. It's been a pretty mild winter, to be honest. So that's the efficiency. So still pretty consistent, really. There we go, a nice clean car at last. I mean, after 3 years of owning the car, I still like to read reviews on what people think of it who are encountering the car for the first time. And there's a few YouTube reviews that have come out in the last few months where they're asking the question, is the Kia e-Niro still relevant in 2022? And of course, that's in the context of the Hyundai group coming up with a dedicated electric car platform. Last year we saw the launch of the Ioniq 5 and the Kia EV6, and they're looking great cars, but just a bit too big for what we need, and certainly I'm not in the
in a position to buy a new car right now, and quite happy with the one we've got. But obviously, there is a new or a revamped e-Niro coming out. It's the hybrid one. I think is already out in Korea. It's got a reshaped front end and back end, and a sort of an interior more akin to the Kia EV6. But it's basically the same platform. It's the same 400-volt architecture, which means the charging times won't be any faster, the range won't be really any different. But clearly, it's a kind of a handy-sized car, and I mean, it's kind of grown on us, I think, and I think this is true of any car. When you go to places, we've been to the UK twice in it. We've been to Germany, we've been to Switzerland, and we've done lots of trips around France, and that builds up memories, and it's it's associated with the car. So any kind of character the car has and how you feel about it, I guess, depends on the places you go and the fact that it's been reliable. And a lot of people, when it came out, criticised it as a bit of a sort of an unadventurous design, a bit dumpy. But actually, I quite like it. It's got a sort of a solid, determined look about it, although I'm certainly no expert on car design. I think it's a very subjective thing. Anyway, but so what's gone wrong? Well, the only thing we've had to have done under warranty was the passenger side wing mirror, which you could adjust it, but it wouldn't fold back when the car was locked. You had to do that manually. So I reported that to the dealer when I put it in for service last August. I think it was 45,000 kilometre service, and it took them till just after Christmas to get around to replacing it for me. I had to nag them a bit, but still that's done. And as I say, there's no other problems with it. So I hope you found the costs interesting. Other people may do things more accurately than me. I reckon there's about a 10% loss between the meter and the car, but it's really, I go and look at the meter when I plug the car in, and then I see how much is added. But of course, you have to take into account that the meter is also supplying the house, so it's quite hard to tell. But there's quite a long distance between the meter and the car. It goes round the house into the ground. It's buried underground, but it's a big fat cable. It's 15mm cable when we did that back in 2019, so it should be fairly low loss, but I'm still saying there's about a 10% loss there. So there's a difference between what I'm actually paying for and what's actually getting into the car. There's lots of really good videos on this on YouTube. You can find where people have, who know power engineering have gone into it in some depth. But anyway, I'm quite comfortable that really the costs of running a car this year, say €329 on public charging, and what with the solar panels, our effective costs for charging the car were only about €40 for the whole year. I'm still waiting to get 3 more solar panels put up there. There we go. just having problems getting people sorted to do the work, and we have to do some preparation on the wall of the barn. It's a stone barn. It's this limestone, so you have to do some work with the mortaring to put the frame in to hold the panels. The panels are 20 kilos each, so it's not a huge weight, but it has to be taken into account. So what else is there? Obviously we did a few more kilometres last year than we did in 2021 with the COVID restrictions. So. But I think 20,000 kilometres a year, 12,000 miles seems to be about our average. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Please do click a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe is even better. So until the next time.